In this video, I'm going to show you how to create and optimize a YouTube campaign. First, we're going to hit the plus button sign, create campaign, new campaign. Again, create without any goal. This is going to be a YouTube, so video. We don't want to be on video views. We want to be on drive conversions. In case this changes, because Google does occasionally change the verbiage, always look for the one that's optimizing for conversions. So drive conversions. We're going to add the goal of the booked appointments that we created. We're going to remove the other goal. We only want this campaign, just like the other ones, to only optimize for the goal we created of booking appointments. And again, that may be leads for you, whatever that one primary action you want viewers or visitors to take is. So the campaign goal. I'm just going to say YouTube. It's going to be custom intent. Custom intent is a type of audience. I'm going to walk you through that as well. We're going to go into our targeting here. We don't want to be in Texas. I'm not sure why it's suggesting Texas. Remember, we do, for this fictitious company that we are, roofing company that we're creating these campaigns for, we're doing a 60-mile radius around Nashville. And a 20-mile radius around Murfreesboro, Tennessee. There we go. Save. Okay, we want it to target English, max conversions. We're going to start this at $25 a day as well. If it's late in the day, you can always schedule this. It usually Google typically takes a couple days to start spending anyways, but if you're ever worried about it, you can always make the start date tomorrow morning if you want to. So $25 a day is what we're setting it at. This you can just leave as is. Nothing else you need to change here. For devices, we do want to change to specific devices. We want to disable TV screens. You can leave on computers, mobile phones, and tablets, but disable TV screens. Most people cannot click an ad when it's on a TV screen, depending on their TV, but either way, most people do not. So it is a waste of money in most situations to spend on YouTube when it's on a TV screen. For the frequency cap, we always set ours at 2 times a day and 3 times per week. And I've seen this work with many different settings. So this isn't a hard rule. For us, we just get the best performance with this setting. So take this with a grain of salt. You may find, I've seen brands where they literally run it these both at 3 times a day. So they're essentially trying to show someone the ad, or they'll do like 10 times a day. They're trying to show someone the ad as much as they can in 24 hours. And then if the person doesn't respond, they move on. So we space it out a little more, 2 times a day and then 3 times per week. And then it moves on and stops showing them the ad. So nothing else we need to check here. We always leave these video enhancements on. We have found that they improve. Essentially, it will take, if you are not uploading a vertical video for YouTube Shorts, if it's a horizontal video, like a normally formatted video, it will also create a YouTube Shorts version of the video if it can. So we're just going to call this the ad group. We're going to call it custom intent so we know which audience we're targeting. So for the audience here, I already have one in here, but I'm going to build one from scratch so that you can see exactly what this looks like. So new audience. So we're just going to say CI, custom intent, roofing company, Nashville. You can call this whatever you'd like. It could just be called roofing. It doesn't make a difference. For the segments, you do create new segments. So people that are searching for these, there's 2 different ways to create segments within Google. So one is based on what people are searching. One is based on the way that they are clicking and the websites they're visiting, being this one. So I prefer I prefer to do just the search version. I have seen it to where it works well with both as well, but it is always higher intent if you just do the search version of this. So we're going to do the same thing. This is custom intent. We call it roofing search terms. And I'm just going to say all searches, or you can just call it searches up here. So basically this, I'm letting myself know this is the search version of this, not the purchase intent version of this. And I know purchase intent sounds better, but this just means that they have clicked on other websites. This means when you have it on the search setting, it means they've actually searched these terms in the last 30 days. It's typically 30-day windows for the search version. From all of the knowledge that Google gives us, this purchase or interest intention is typically a year window. So if they clicked on an ad for roofing a year ago or went to a roofing website a whole year ago, they will still be in this audience. So it's not as high intent as someone that has search terms that you give Google within the last 30 days. So you can always copy and paste the exact terms as well from your non-branded search campaigns. But I'm just going to go off memory here. Roof repair, roof replacements. I also want to show this to people that are searching for our brand as well. So I'm going to do My Roofing Connect. You can separate it if you'd like. We usually see better results most of the time by putting all of our best keywords into one audience. So it hasn't always worked like that, but recently in the last year, we've been getting performance with this approach. So roof repair, roof replacement, roof damage, repair, roofing quote, roofing company, roofing contractor. And remember, you don't have to, and it'll give you other ideas down here too. Roof contractors near me, top roofing companies near me. If you do commercial roofing, you can do that as well. Residential roofing, roofing services near me. So you would choose the keywords, a combination of the suggestions Google gives you, and then also just using common sense of what people are searching in your area. Remember, we are targeting by location, so you do not have to include the cities in any of these search terms. We are only showing these ads to people that are searching similar terms to these. Google typically will use this as a broad match in this situation. So it will already get roof repair Nashville, roof replacement Nashville, anything along those lines, because we are targeting these terms in that city already. So we're just going to press save. And yeah, that is really all that you have to do in this section. The main thing is we are targeting people that have searched these terms in the last 30 days. You can't choose the time frame. Google chooses that when it comes to custom intent audiences. They choose that 30-day window. The nice thing about using YouTube compared to search is if you have a lot of competition, your cost per click may be $5, $10 per click with search ads, sometimes more. Where with YouTube, the best creative wins. So you're not getting in front of them the same second they search. And maybe, they searched for this 3 days ago and then they're seeing your ad right after. However, they're much more educated because they're seeing a video ad that you put in front of them. And you can get clicks for 25, 50, 75 cents per click instead of $5, $10, $15 per click. Like a lot of times with with industries that have high competition, the cost per click can get very, very high. So this is a great workaround. I like using both side by side. They usually balance each other out very well. Using non-branded search campaigns and YouTube campaigns, even though they're essentially the same keywords that you're targeting, you are hitting that audience at different levels of awareness and at different stages in their buyer journey. The other thing is, when you run YouTube ads, you will get a lot of people that will see your YouTube ad, will research your company name, and then will convert off your branded search campaign. So this YouTube ad will feed your branded search campaign significantly. So the only other thing you may want to change in here is the age. I wouldn't touch the income levels. Google isn't great with income. A lot of people swear by it, but from our experience, we spend tens of thousands per day on Google across different accounts. And I've also had this confirmed by multiple reps that work within Google. If someone searches the word Ferrari anywhere, Google will put them in like the top 10 thinking that they own a Ferrari. So it really is not very accurate based on their actual income level. So I've really never seen this help when it comes to generating leads or appointments. So I wouldn't touch anything other than maybe the age. Google is really good with age. If you have to drop this down to, 55, and then you could remove unknown if you'd like. But yeah, that is essentially it. So we're basically just building a custom intent audience that are all roofing search terms. We can even just call this, roofing search terms. So we're going to save this. We don't want optimized targeting on. This allows Google to show the ad to people outside of this audience. In most situations, if you have a really broad offer like weight loss or something like that, or something that anybody would buy, then this works great. Essentially, it becomes like you remove the targeting almost essentially, and you open up Google's targeting to anybody in that city that you're targeting. I don't see that work as effectively as targeting people that through a custom intent audience that are searching specific keywords. So we're going to remove the optimized targeting. We'll even update this. Roofing search terms. So when it comes to uploading a video from YouTube, you have two different options. You can either, in settings, you can connect your YouTube channel if you have one, and then you can just upload the link. Or you can go into tools and settings and go into your asset library and then just upload your video directly into the ad account. In most situations, unless you have a really large organic YouTube following, I find that uploading the videos directly into the ad account gives much less problems. And so, especially if you have a high risk offer like health insurance, gets flagged a lot and suspended a lot when it comes to Google and YouTube. But what we have found is that when you upload the videos directly into the ad account, they get flagged much less. So if there's anything gray area about your offer when it comes to Google compliance, uploading your video directly into the ad account through asset library and then just taking the URL and plugging it in here, we have found that to push through videos much easier. And we've actually seen an improvement on performance in most situations when doing that. So give me 1 second. Let me pull the URL again. Okay, so this is our URL. Display URL, same thing. Nashville and roofing. Nashville roofing. Call to action. Typically, learn more works great for this situation. You can put your own, but you are limited to 10 characters. So it is very limiting. If you're trying to book an appointment, you can do book now. But in most situations, learn more typically does the trick. So we're going to go with learn more. For the headlines here, we will typically use identical headlines to our branded and non-branded search campaigns. So I'm going to paste those in. For the description, we will do the same. And for most situations, we'll actually just use the same thing as the description, because in most of the time when it comes to YouTube ads, it only has space for one text. So really, you're giving it different options. Based on those different placements. So it rarely, if ever, will show the long headline along with the description. And so we usually will just use these same descriptions because they're the same 90 character formats in the headline section as well. So you could literally just copy and paste both your descriptions and put them up here. And it's still, I would still read through them, make sure they make sense, of course. But if you read through, this is a long headline: roof replacement and repair, serving the greater Nashville area for 20 plus years. It still is very clear what it is. And the main key here most people are not reading the text when it comes to YouTube. They are watching the video and clicking the call to action. So it 100% comes down to the quality of your script in your video. And so if you haven't yet, make sure you pick up our script building template. That is crucial when it comes to video ads that convert, whether it's on YouTube or any other social media platform. The script on the video or for the video is everything when it comes to how well this will convert. So this is a video that we made for a client in the past. So I'm just dragging it in there. But yeah, and that is it. And you can, however you want to organize this, there's no right or wrong way to do that. But we'll just say this is, see video ad 1.1. That way, if I need to change it, make it a 1.2, 1.3. Everyone thinks differently when it comes to how you'd like to organize this. This is how I like to organize it. So I'm going to go create ad. Continue to overview. And that is really it. So I'm going to go back through it one more time just to make sure everything looks good. But so it's a YouTube campaign, clicking inside of it. It's roofing. It's a custom intent audience using roofing search terms. Once you click inside of the ad, you can go to audience. This shows that we're targeting the roofing search terms custom intent audience that we built. If we go to the ad group settings, we can see that the optimized targeting is off, which is what we want. Now we're just going to double check the campaign level settings as well. So everything looks good in here. Optimizing for booked appointments, disable the TVs. We have our frequency cap set up. Yep, and video enhancements are turned on. So that is really everything when it comes to YouTube. Right now, we are seeing YouTube Shorts. So if you upload a vertical video like we did in this ad, it will automatically your placements will automatically be pushed. The majority of them will be pushed on into YouTube Shorts. It's YouTube and Google's new placement. It's almost like TikTok Reels, essentially. We are seeing better performance from YouTube Shorts than we are from standard YouTube videos right now. Whenever any ad platform releases a new placement or a new type of campaign, either way, they almost always give much lower CPMs and much better performance for a period of time. It may be 6 months, it may be a year, but essentially they're trying to get everyone to spend on that network. So that is what is happening here. YouTube Shorts, you can see even here, example of your ad on Shorts. So there's no way to guarantee the placement of Shorts, but by uploading a vertical video, it almost guarantees. It tells Google that where you would like to spend, and almost always that is where they spend. That is where your impressions come from when it comes to vertical videos. But yeah, that is everything when it comes to creating a YouTube campaign. Very simple setup. If I will give one other option here. If you are a nationwide offer and you are looking to expand beyond custom intent audiences, I will do a quick overview on that as well. Most of the time, custom intent audiences are typically going to be your bread and butter. They're the highest intent audience in most situations. So I'm going to keep going for companies that are looking for more scale and looking to go beyond. There can be a limit to custom intent audiences when it comes to scaling. For local businesses, this usually is all you need. But if you're a nationwide business, you may run out of, depending on how many people have searched these terms in the last 30 days, you may run out of people to target. So I'm going to give you a couple different scenarios here. So that is our custom intent YouTube campaign. So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to do an in-market version of this as well. So we're going to do, these are just different types of Google audiences that you can target. So we're going to go copy, paste, Here's our copy. We're going to change this from custom intent to in market. So in market audiences on Google are audiences, so essentially people that recently clicked on competitor websites or similar websites to your service. So we're just going to call this in markets. So we're going to click into this ad group and then into the audiences. So to make our in-market audience here, we want to make sure that we don't edit this original audience, or else it will change that campaign that we just built. So we want to hit the make a copy button. So we're going to make a copy of this audience. We're going to call it in market, or you can even just put I am, and then I'm just going to put roofing. So we're going to delete these terms. We're going to go down to interest and detailed demographics. You can see Google already has suggestions for us down here. You can also hit this browse button and then search through all of the in-market audiences, and then each of these will have drop downs. But usually the quickest and most efficient way is just typing in roofing or whatever your service is into this section, and make sure that you only choose in-market. So one thing with in-market that Google recently updated, and this may change again over time, is they only allow you to stack 5 of them at a time into a specific audience. So if you need to add more than 5 of these, you can just make multiple ad groups and put 5 in each of them. So I'm just going to find the 5 most relevant for our specific, let's just say for the roofing company, this fictitious roofing company that we're building all these ads for. So roof installation, because that would be our highest paying. Roofing estimates, so people that are showing that they're looking for an estimate. I'm also going to search just the word roof and see what comes up. Roof construction. I want to see if there's anything having to do with like repair. Roof damage. Okay. That's definitely our ideal type of customer. And we'll just do roof construction and maintenance. Roof. I go back to roofing one more time. Roofing services. Cool. So those seem like the 5 most relevant to me. So we are going to save this as our in-market audience. And Google doesn't give us information on the exact time frame of how long ago they clicked on a website that is similar to our service. For affinity audiences, they have told us that it's a 1-year window, which is huge. So a year ago they could have, if these were affinity audiences, it could have been an entire year ago they clicked on a roofing website. So we don't know the exact time frame. Our hope is that it's a 30-day window, just like with custom intent audiences, but we haven't been able to find confirmation on that anywhere. But this is still great, especially for nationwide offers, or if you're looking to spend more on a local level, having a custom intent, and then in addition to that, an in-market audience running alongside it is a great addition to that. So this would be, and you can run multiple. So if we look inside of this, so ad groups. So you can make this ad group or in-market 1, and then you can duplicate this, have another 5 audiences stacked. If you want to really segment them out into individual audiences, that is another way that you can do it as well. It all depends what your budget is. If you have lower budgets, we 100% suggest stacking the audiences. And I'm talking anything under $150, $200 a day, then 100% stack the audiences. If you're spending thousands of dollars per day, and you could spend, $100+ per in-market audience, that's great, especially if you're a nationwide offer. Then you can put 1 in-market audience in each of these, and you would literally call this, if this was for roof repair and it was an in-market audience, you could just do I am and then roof repair, repair. And then you would duplicate this, and then the next one would be 1 single in-market audience in that one as well. So, but yeah, this is how you build out an in-market audience. So now we're going to duplicate this. We have 2 different types of audiences now that we are targeting. One is custom intent, one is in-market. We're going to duplicate this in-market. So edit, copy, paste. And this will be our last type of audience that we use for YouTube campaigns. This is going to be our affinity audience. Okay, so we see our copy here. We're going to retitle this and just call it affinity. You can leave the rest the same. It's still a YouTube campaign. So we'll just change this to the word affinity for now, and then we'll see what is available that actually makes sense. So affinity, click inside the ad group. Then we want to go over to audience. We're going to make a copy of this audience. Make sure we don't edit the original one. So we'll just call this affinity. And remember, this could be from a year ago. So these audiences are much broader. So this would be something along the lines of like the difference of someone that is in market, like an in market for weight loss would be they recently have searched for weight loss or for a solution for weight loss, compared to if it's an affinity audience for weight loss, it means anytime in the last year they were on a weight loss website. So it's a way bigger audience, normally hundreds or thousands of times larger. So it's much more scalable with that in mind, that it may be billions of people in the affinity audience compared to only, a few 100,000 in the in-market audience. But when it comes to relevance of how long ago they actually were searching for that specific solution or service, there's a big difference between those two as well. So I'm going to do browse. You can look at affinity here. There are other things you can look through it as well, life events, detailed demographics, stuff like that. But the main things that we typically are using are custom intent audiences, in-market audiences, and affinity audiences. But affinity, we really only use if we are aggressively scaling a brand with some pretty high spend. So we're just seeing if anything in here is relevant. Maybe home and garden, not home decor. And there a lot of times isn't anything that is relevant to your specific offer in the affinity section. Remember when we searched roofing in the terms for the different interests, we didn't see anything pop up under affinity. They all were in market. So there is a chance that there is nothing that has to do with roofing or roof repair in here. I wouldn't think on lifestyles. Yeah, I mean, you could try to get creative. Professionals. I rarely see it work of just doing. If you're trying to get really creative of being like, oh, I'm going to go after business owners and try to sell them a new roof because they have money, I rarely see that work. However, what does work is just running broad. And so like in this situation, if you were really looking to scale and you're like, I don't see any options in affinity that make sense, all you would literally do is remove the audience completely and run broad. If you need to update the demographic as far as the age, you can make an adjustment there. But because we didn't find anything specifically for roofing, like if you're a gym, then you would want to search in there for people that are into fitness. So like, let's look through that. Let's see what's in there for fitness. That's a much broader niche. Okay, so these are people that are in market for fitness services, people that are in the market for gyms. So now we see other things that are broader. So affinity. So look at this, sports and fitness. This is over 10 billion people. Just insane how large that group is. Health and fitness buffs. That's another affinity audience. It's over 10 billion people. Fight and weightlifters, 3.6 billion. So you can see these audiences get massive. And if you're going to do affinity audiences, I would separate them into their own audience. There's no reason to combine multiple 10 billion, people audiences at all. I would just do one in each of them, and then you would call the audience sports and fitness, and just put affinity or AF, sports and fitness, and then you would duplicate the ad group. Then your next ad group would be called, AF or affinity health and fitness buffs. So again, this is only if you have a gym or selling some type of fitness offer. But this gives you an idea when you search your keywords, if there are affinity interests that are relevant to your offer. When you search those keywords, you should see them show up here. So anywho, but because we didn't find any for roofing, and that is what we're doing in this account, we're just going to hit cancel. Yes, discard. We're going to completely remove this. So deselect audience. And so now we're just going to rename this ad group broad because there's no audience at all in here. So all we'd be targeting in this audience is this will target everyone. This will target everyone specifically within 60 miles of Nashville and 20 miles of Murfreesboro, because those are the locations that we're targeting. So if we click within this, we're going to change this as well. I'm going to call this broad. Campaign settings. So you'll see, so there's no interest. It's like running an ad on Facebook with zero interest at all. This is running to every single person that lives, as long as they're on YouTube, they will be hit with this ad at a certain point if you keep running this ad, as long as they are within 60 miles of Nashville or 20 miles of Murfreesboro. But yeah, that is everything in this mini course when it comes to search campaigns, non-branded search campaigns, and YouTube campaigns. Hope you guys learned a ton, and there are some strategies in here that really just help your business thrive and take you to the next level. We're excited to hear the success stories once you guys go through this entire course and implement it all into your business. We wish you guys tons of success and hope to work with you guys again down the road. Thanks.